Welcome to DowerChin.com. Today I have a review of two interesting styluses for capacitive touchscreen devices like the iPad, Android tablets like the Nexus 7, or even the Microsoft Surface. So what these are, I have the Nomad Brush and the Sensu Portable Artist Brush and Stylus. So let's take a look at what makes these so special. Now, unlike other traditional styluses that actually use a little rubber tip or a little mesh type tip of some sort to emulate a pencil, what these actually have a paintbrush tip. And now let's take a look at this one. This is the Nomad brush, which you can pick up at Best Buy for around $30. Now this one has a little plastic carrying case that you can use, and once you open it up, you see this looks pretty much like a paintbrush. So if you can kind of carefully pull this thing out, it stays in pretty good. So there you have it. There. So it is it's a metal bodied stylus, and it actually has bristles, like so. So now let's take a look at the Sensu, and let's see what that one's like. It's over here. So let's take a look. So open this guy up over here like so. Unboxing it. It's nice. So a little box here showing this thing. Alright, so inside what you have, what makes this one interesting is not only is it a brush, it actually is double-sided. So as you can see from here, it actually has a little rubber nib for a, like a traditional stylus. But you can open it up like so and put it together like that, like so. And now you have a paintbrush. It has a nice little firm tip. Actually, a bit firmer than the Nomad. So let's get this guy open again. Which this case I'm not very fond of. It's actually kind of hard to open, and actually hard to get the thing out without playing around with it. There you go. So you can see that this is a bit softer bristle, is a bit firmer, but both are, well, brushes, you can see. So the Sensu is a bit more rounded, narrow, and the Nomad's a bit flatter. So now that we unboxed them, let's take a look at what they can do. Oh, I also want to mention that this being a solid aluminum shaft, this one actually is also metal, but then there's this black area here is kind of a rubber material, so it actually has a bit of a surface tack to it, which actually feels quite nice for gripping. And with this extra piece on top, actually makes the weight distributed quite nice. Both are quite nice though. The Sensu actually is about $40 versus $30 for the Nomad. So let's put these guys to the test and see what they can do. Okay, so first up, we'll take a look at the Nomad brush, and we'll use my iPad. This is an iPad 3, or that was the previous one, and we're gonna go use a good one. Actually, all right, real quickly, a really good program that I found on the iPad for painting, besides Sketchbook Pro, which actually is a good one as well, but a really good one that I found was Procreate. So I won't go into much detail for the review, but Procreate is actually quite good. And well, as you can see, I have something already here, but let's go to the gallery here and make a new picture. And I'll do a standard retina picture because it's a retina display. So, all right, so now, as you can see, it behaves very much like your finger. We'll go to painting. We'll use a wet brush over here. We'll choose a nice color, like a little brown, like a yellowish color here. And what we're going to do then is over here, we can choose the size of the brush. Now over here in Procreate, we can also choose the type of brush as well. Let's see if I remember where that was, right here. Okay. So you can play with the brush settings and so forth, but we'll just keep the round brush like it is. And so here we go. So we'll actually paint just like you would using watercolors or something similar. Now, interestingly enough, the program works really well. The thing about it is that this really doesn't do much more than what you would do with your finger or any other device or stylus of any sort. But the fact that this is a paintbrush, it actually makes it feel very different. And you can see so, and because it is a traditional capacitive stylus with the which is a brush tip, you know, you can still touch things you need to touch and scroll around, choose colors, and so forth, and be able to choose different sizes and go to town with it. It actually just feels very much like you're painting on a canvas, which is really quite nice. So now that's the Nomad. Let's go take a look at the Sensu now. So there's a Sensu. So that's actually, to be fair, let's start our brand new one as well. Brand new one up here. Use the retina, and we'll choose and we'll use a different color. Let's go in the darker spectrum here. Now, this the Sensu actually feels stiffer, and actually I think feels nicer. And the fact that because it actually has a bit more, it's a firmer feel, so it's a little less squishy of a brush. So it actually feels quite good in the hand here, and it actually is a bit longer, and because it's also a bit thicker, it feels quite good. So there's that. Choose a greenish color here. We'll do that. This time we'll just change the brush to something like Oriental brush, and there you go. So as you can see, I mean, like I said, this really emulates a paintbrush, but really it does the same thing as if you're using your finger. It's just that having it as a paintbrush really completely changed the feel of using a paint program. It actually really feels like you're really painting, and actually it is really quite nice. The build quality of the Sensu is very nice. Okay, so let's take a look at some other programs on an Android device now. Let's take a look at that. So let's put this over here like so. I have here the Nexus 7. Alright, so Nexus 7. Let's see. Now, I haven't really found a good paint program per se, but Sketchbook Pro is available, so I'll run Sketchbook Pro. Alright, and I won't bother to recover from my previous one. So, let's take the Nomad again. And to be fair, I'll choose a paintbrush tool here. Make the brush size a bit bigger. Let's change the color. Now this one, with Sketchbook Pro, you got to play around a little bit more. Yeah, I'll use this little pattern brush here, and we'll just go with a bit of a kind of a darkish red here, and we'll go and change the brush size a little bit, not so gigantic. But there we go. So as you can see, now Sketchbook Pro really is a good program, but I don't know, I find Procreate to be a lot nicer of a program for painting anyway. But you can see it works quite well. It actually pretty much mimics everything you would do here with your finger, but having a brush, you can actually be at a distance, you can be closer if you want to. And we'll go with the Sensu now, and we'll change the color. We'll go with a gray color. And you see it responds quite well, and has no problems sending my electrical signal to the capacitive screen to draw. So it actually handles quite well. So once again, the Sensu is a bit of a stiffer, firmer feel if you like that. So it's a little less mushy. The big benefit, though, I have to say, is the fact that if at any time I can put it away and then have a regular rubber stylus for my drawing. So it actually has the fact that the dual purpose is quite nice, and also at the same time, because it collapses down to the smaller size, it's a little bit more pocketable. Unfortunately, with this, you gotta use a case, because otherwise you're gonna smash this thing into your pocket, and well, you're gonna ruin the bristles, and that's probably something you don't want to do. But this is it's a bit lighter though. It's a bit lighter material, and you know, I mean, by all means, it's well built. So, all right. So last one to test out real quick is I want to see if this thing works on a Surface. So voila, here is my Surface tablet with all my fingerprints and everything on it. And so this, there aren't many choices for paint programs. This one over here is a paint program called Fresh Paint, and it's a free program. on the surface, which actually is quite nice. So we'll do a new painting. And let's see how well if this thing works at all. So, and as you can see, it does work. And you know, so I am touching the screen, and so here I am. It's actually quite a nice program actually for the Surface. It emulates natural paint tools quite well. And we'll do the Sensu like so, and once again it works quite nicely. Oops, I'll do that. Now let's use a different color. Let's go with the yellowish color. We'll make the choose this kind of brush right here, and you see there it is. So these two brushes work equally fine on any of the mainstream tablets you have out there that are capacitive screens. So Surface Windows RT Surface Windows RT tablet, the iPad 3 or even iPad 4, probably even your phone, Google Nexus 7, which I tried. So there you have it. So the Nomad brush and the Sensu artist brush. So two very fine paintbrush-like devices for your artistry on a tablet. Thanks for watching.